Hot Rod, Rodimus Prime, Sideburn, Hotshot, Speedbreaker, and Exelion. Call him what you will, but this character, this archetype, has always been my favorite in Transformers. Ever since I saw that sleek sports car mode with its giant spoiler in the original animated Transformers movie. And yes, I know I'm somewhat in the minority here, but I love this turbo-revving young punk. And as you can see, I have quite a few of them. So I thought it'd be fun to review these guys for you in chronological order. Now some of you are probably going, why didn't he start with that Hot Rod over there? I know I saw him. Well, that's because that's not the 1986 Hot Rod, that's the 1987 Targetmaster Hot Rod. And that's why he's the focus of today's review. Hello everyone, welcome to Shelf Space. I'm your host, Rodimus13, and today is the next of my Rodimus reviews. Today we are looking at the Targetmaster Hot Rod that I have in my collection. Now, this isn't a vintage Targetmaster Hot Rod. This is actually a Japanese reissue from, I think, 2002, 2003. Not too far removed from the Rodimus that we looked at the other day. I actually picked this guy up at a anime convention. Specifically, I think it was one of the first Otakons I went to up in Maryland. My girlfriend, now wife, used to live up that way, and I would often go up to visit her and during the summer and attend the convention with her, and it was good fun. And during one of those convention trips, I managed to get this guy from the dealer room, and he's super awesome. I know somewhere I have the box that he came in, and it's a shame that I can't show it to you because I don't know where it is, because the box itself is actually pretty cool. It's from the Japanese reissue line, like I said, and they had these book-style boxes that opened up to show not only the figure, but there was like a little booklet of information, stuff like that. Really cool stuff, a lot more interesting than the commemorative series packaging we had before. But that's enough rambling. Let's go ahead and take a look at this guy. So right now I got Hot Rod in his vehicle mode, and I got his Targetmaster Firebolt, if I remember correctly, in robot mode. And Firebolt, there isn't a whole lot going on with him. We've got black, gray, with a red face, and if you bend him in half, he turns into his gun mode, which will go into this slot. So the original Hot Rod toy just had, I think it had a hole in here, but it wasn't this size. They remodeled his fist and this to be a more universal size, so that way he could hold any of the Targetmasters that were available. So you can just pop this guy in here, and now he can go pew pew while he goes vroom vroom. Speaking of which, as you can see, he can roll pretty darn well. Like my Rodimus Prime, this is also a rubber wheel and metal feet version. So in vehicle mode, we have the same sort of maroon, brick red color scheme with orange hood, yellow flames there, yellow spoiler, silver chrome pipes and engine, and black rubber wheels with silver hubcaps. Oh, and we also have the orange headlights there. And this is really what made me fall in love with Hot Rod, because it's just so cool looking to me. The animation model looks even better than this, I think, but it's still pretty darn cool, and I love the fact that I have a little representation of this guy. But let's go ahead, get him transformed into his robot mode. And this one's a little bit more complicated than Rodimus Prime, but it's still not a super complicated transformation. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to This always takes a little bit of effort. There we go. We're going to pull out his legs. And they always get a little stuck on mine. One moment, folks. And we're back. Okay. We'll also go ahead and rotate this part here. Flip out the feet and get him standing. And then readjust everything again because he's going to be taller than a car. So, shock of shocks, I know, right? All right. And that's it. That's his robot mode. No, just kidding. Though that is kind of funny. No. So this is the part that's a little weird because you kind of have to move a bunch of things at the same time. So you rotate the hood around, but you actually have to rotate the head around like this and then click it into place. Then bring it back around and this tabs right into here on his front. Then we're going to rotate his back around and then rotate his arms forward as they collide with a bunch of stuff in the back. There we go. And here he is in robot mode. And he looks pretty cool. I have some of the stickers on him. I didn't really care for the ones on the front of his legs. So I actually omitted those. I can't remember if I put them on, decided I didn't like them, and then ripped them off or what. But to be honest, I've never really cared for these little upside down V-shaped things on Hot Rod or Rodimus. I know that they are kind of an integral part of it from the stickers and stuff. But I've always liked Hot Rod in his animation model, and he didn't have those there. In fact, I'm a little disappointed that he doesn't have silver inside the little shoulder vents that he has. But other than that, he's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at the head sculpt. So, compared to Rodimus, he looks a lot younger. And that's kind of the point. And he's got some interesting stuff going on here that later gets sort of refined into the Rodimus that we know. So you have the beginnings of the sort of little forehead fin things that he's got. And then he has like a collar and then another collar underneath. And of course, the big yellow spoiler in the back, which is one of the features that I always thought just looked so freaking cool. And next what we can do is we can take Firebolt and actually pop it in his hand. And now he can go pew pew. Now he doesn't have shoulder articulation, but he can lift it up at the elbow, so that's something. In the other hand, he can put one of his other blasters. I can't remember if he came with two or just one and the Targetmaster, but this is what I have out right now. Let's get the camera back down. And yeah, I dig him. Again, he's a vintage Transformer, so you can't expect a whole lot in the way of articulation or posability or anything like that. He's mainly there to basically look kind of cool standing still and be a Generation 1 original Transformer. So if you're looking for Transformers, keep that in mind if this is one of the guys that you're going to be thinking about. For comparison, here is Rodimus Prime from the last review. And I'm sure some of you commented or noticed that technically Rodimus isn't transformed correctly. You're supposed to move his little fin thing up behind his head like that. I don't like how that looks. I never have. So I just leave it down here, and it gets me the behind the shoulder look that I feel is appropriate. So yeah, Hot Rod is a lot shorter than Rodimus Prime. But that is kind of how he is in the show. When you actually see him transform into Rodimus Prime, he actually grows quite a bit. So yeah, that has been another review. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun YouTube stuff. Check the description below for links to my storefront where you can get official Shelf Space t-shirts and more. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you the next time you invade my shelf space.